Totally not tripping over that chair.
I just moved so you don't fall and break your head.
Chris is excited.
But I will judge the work that I received, and therefore it gets a f***ing 1.
So f***ing Florida, bro. And there's a rocket launching in the distance.
Fill out the form?
Fill out the
No,
form.
we do this.
You never like.
No.
Everybody knows
I
what that
don't,
means.
I don't invisibly sign things.
Totally fucked that up. Bye. Boy, what up, Block fam? Welcome to today's episode.
Watch out. Man.
Totally not tripping over that chair.
I just moved so you don't fall and break your head.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for looking after me, bro. So in today's episode, we're doing a bike check on this motorcycle right here. I feel like there should be a name to it. Is there a name? Does it have a name?
It's not ours, so I'm sure there's a name, but we'll have to consult.
What have we been calling it?
I haven't actually been referring to it as anything other than the Lambo Blue.
Lamborghini Blue bike. So the paint on this bike is Lamborghini Blue. Wasn't it like sent to him from Lamborghini or something like that?
I don't know the backstory on the paint. I know that the code showed the Lambo Miami Blue.
Yep. All right, guys. So Lambo Blue, performance bagger, Harley, twin cam, SNS. There's absolutely everything done to this bike.
It wasn't this when it started.
No.
This frame is a Street Glide frame. It's 2011. It was an FLH XS. The VIN is that, and so is the ECM. Everything else about it obviously has been manipulated, changed, and or morphed into something else.
Quick backstory before we get too far into the bike. We did not start this build. This build was brought to us maybe a quarter of the way done, an eighth of the way done.
I believe when it came to us, it had no triple trees, no risers. The top tree was off of it. He like rolled it in here holding each tube.
It came to us in boxes.
Yeah,
and
it was
blankets and towels. Yeah.
Basically, the powertrain was in it, less the primary, but transmission, all that, I can't even remember, to be honest with you. Anyhow, it went from that to this, and it has been gone through from stem to stern. Nothing about this motorcycle that you see here was the way it was. Okay. So this is a 2011 Road Glide now.
Looks brand new.
It's pretty close to brand new. Frame got powdered and painted, I believe. We don't know the backstory on the paint and stuff, but it appears that it has been powdered or painted. Either or, but the whole frame was done. The frame is clean.
We'll bring it down to ground level here in a second, but just so you guys can see kind of like the engine components and whatnot.
How about we start with the bottom and work our way up?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was doing.
Okay.
So wheels are PM wheels. I don't know what style, so forgive me on that. I believe these are also PM rotors. See, I don't even know enough about this. So unfortunately, the truth.
It was literally handed to us
to us like this.
in a box.
No.
This is Speed Merchant.
Those are Speed Merchant brackets, yeah. Correct. This is a modern 41mm front end, 2 over, 4 tubes, black, Legend suspension, both front and rear. It's using a Slide Fox triple tree. This is an Arlen Ness Pro Sport fender with the updated brackets, because of course the brackets that came with it were for the older 41mm front end. Road Glide LEDs up front, SNS 124. I believe they call it the T124.
It's a crate engine, right?
It is a crate engine. Unfortunately, the cams were not timed properly, no fault of SNS. There was evidence that someone was in here.
Like I said, there's a little bit of a backstory. It was brought to us like an eighth or a quarter, I would say an eighth of the way built. The reason that the guy brought it to us really incomplete is because he had a problem with a previous shop that was doing some shady shit. I mentioned that in a previous episode where I set up the lifts. A couple of you guys asked where the shop was. I'd set up north. I'm not going to release any names just because we don't know what the backstory or the context or anything like that is. Right. Before you book service at a shop, especially of a job of like this caliber, be sure that they're reputable and they know what the hell they're doing. And look up reviews and stuff like that, because it's real easy to get into this like bad space potentially, like if you're going with a shop that's not reputable and doesn't know what they're doing. That's basically the Cliff's Notes version, and so he brought it to us to finish. Fan of our work, fan of Chris's work, and so whenever he brought it to us, there was just an absolute slew of problems with it. Like Chris was saying, it wouldn't start because the cams were timed improperly, which even I know how to install cams. So for that to happen from a shop is crazy. So no fault of SNS.
We don't know the context on this either.
Yeah.
I can judge the work that I received. That's all I'm doing. I'm not throwing any shop under the bus.
Right.
But I will judge the work that I received, and therefore it gets a fucking 1 out of 10.
1 out of 10, 1 being the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crate engine. Why the were you in there messing with the cams anyways? Not my business. I don't need to know. Maybe this was slated for something else and was supposed to have different cams. You know, I don't really know, but I know that the cams were timed wrong. The gear drive cams and the inner cams were off 1, 2. Just enough to not quite make it fire. So we had to fix that. We had a fuel pump problem. The pump that was in it was garbage. We had the TSM. The TSM that was in it was not matched to the VIN, which doesn't really matter. We can do a password learn, but there was no antenna with it, and for whatever reason, somebody decided to pull the only power wire that goes to the TSM out of the connector and fold it over and tape it. I don't know why. Don't care. Can't write half the shit I had to deal with on this motorcycle. A really long 4.5, 5 month story that's short. Here it is.
Yeah.
SNS T124 with 640 cams. We have the HPI throttle body manifold and 6.2 injectors, running a stock 6-speed transmission as far as we know. I did at least open this end up, make sure there was no garbage, and it shifts through all the gears, so we're smooth there. We are running some boosted Brad Death Metal Racing mid controls and rear passenger pegs, and man, those things are sharp. Don't try to pull them down like that.
Yeah, they're very sharp.
Trask cam cover, blacked out pushrod tubes, and gloss black top covers, as well as gloss black covers throughout the engine. Brock's Racing swing arm on here, SPB Fab 2-in-1 Legend suspension tucked away in there. I think I covered that already, but just in case. Death Metal Racing Boosted Brad's mid controls. On this side, we have a painted primary cover. We have the Screaming Eagle clutch basket along with the comp in here. The ignition switch has been relocated to the side of the motorcycle. Rest of Covington cycles, turn signal eliminator, brackets.
I remember we said Brembo brakes, but clearly it has Brembo
I know I said that.
brakes. And then this one, you guys can see it's actually kind of relocated down below. Performance machine bracketry.
So we have a Sly Fox Triple Tree, Legend suspension, as we already covered once. Boosted Brad 12-inch Rezzers. We have some ODI black handlebars. We have Behringer clutch perch and master cylinder, and some Hartluck grips. Dakota digital gauge setup. And we have a My Machinist speedo and tachometer relocator. High beam, low beam, and off.
All right.
And did you check out the rear taillights? No, you did not.
Those things are so flush and so tucked, but I literally cannot see now after looking at them. So we got a flush mount cap, Lucky Dave seat with a little Saddleman retainer piece in the back, and yeah, the paint job, which is lots of kind of honeycomb or hexagonal.
Yeah, I would call that a hexagonal honeycomb, I suppose, with some, looks like basket weave or fish scales, I guess. More like
And then also the cut-in tank, which a lot of people, whenever I talked about that initially in that one video, like very briefly, a lot of people asked me where to get that done. Do you know? I don't think we have a person.
We don't.
Yeah, so it was brought to us like this. Also the custom emblems, CVO style emblems on it.
The paint and the way the paint looks is no credit to us. We didn't do any of that. And unfortunately, I don't know who to give the credit to.
Right. Switches and stuff up here. You said they were PM. What does each one do? Like, this is very untraditional for Harley. It's also a very
on this
small
motorcycle, all he wanted was a start button, so that's all there is.
Okay. So one's a kill switch, one's a start.
Correct.
All right. The only thing that it doesn't have, and the reason we've gotten it together is because the owner wants to ride it for Bike Week, so we're making that happen, and then he's going to bring it back. But the speakers, I think he brought us 2 sets of speakers, and neither set fit. He's basically going to come back with a new set after Bike Week, and then we're going to get the speakers installed behind these. Chris has dyno tuned it, so let's go ahead and we'll check out the graph, and we'll see what kind of power this S&S 124 crate engine is making. Alright guys, so there you have it. That is the Harley Genie or Lamborghini Blue Harley Davidson performance bagger build, the S&S crate engine, amazing numbers. Also, I guess I forgot to say, if you guys are looking to book service or anything like that, you know, get a build done like this, hit us up, blockheadgarage.com, fill out the form. It'll put you in touch with Justin here. You guys go give him a follow at RJ Moto. Also go give Chris a follow. Coolest guy, man, like almost as cool as this bike, maybe even cooler than this bike. I think cooler than this bike. You guys can follow him at Sick Wad Glide. So it wouldn't be a proper ending to a video if we didn't start it outside for you guys and let Chris do a quick rip by so you can hear it under load. Sounding good though. Fire. Sheesh. Or as the French say, le chiche. Le chiche. There's 2 rockets launching right now. It's crazy. So fucking Florida, bro. Just come out to like do a like quick outro on a motorcycle and there's a rocket launching in the distance. All right guys, there you go. Bike check on the Lamborghini Blue Harley Davidson.
Lambo Blue.
Lambo Blue. Like I said, be sure to go give Chris a follow. He went through quite a bit in getting this thing back to life. Like I said, it was handed to us and it was an absolute wreck in pieces and boxes, and there was blankets in the boxes, like basically like surrounding parts and towels and all sorts of crazy shit. So not something we traditionally do. We would much prefer that you guys bring the bike to us first and foremost so that we have total control over it, but it was one of those things where helping out a friend. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and if you guys have any questions on it, drop it down in the comments below as well. If you guys want to book service, blockheadgarage.com, fill out the form. Like I said, put you in touch with Justin James.
And do this anymore? Fill out the form?
Fill out the form.
We do this.
I feel like that's like saying like, hey, like waiter, I need my check, or like bartender, catch me out. Right? Isn't that the sign that you do at the table? You're like, hey, waiter. Right?
I don't know. I just say check.
You just yell?
Yeah.
Even if he's like too far away or it's a loud environment?
No, if he's too far away, I just wait.
Oh. But you never like...
No.
So everybody knows what that means.
I don't invisibly sign things. No.
I do.
I'm picking that up right now.
Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe, hit the bell icon so it sends you notifications of future uploads. Be part of that Bell Yeah Squad. Do the ding thing. Catch you guys in the next one. Ride safe, stay vigilant. Until next time. Totally fucked that up. Bye. Peace.